As you all know, the watches that I review on this channel, well, I review them and then I sell them off to eBay. And once every blue moon, I will take you through the watches that I've sold just recently, and I'll take you through the prices that I've paid for them on AliExpress with VAT because I bring them to UK, and how I sold them on eBay. So the prices that we'll be talking about, the AliExpress price is inclusive of 20% VAT, right? So I'll be including that into the sale price. And then I'll be telling you the eBay price I got. Now, all of the prices will be in US dollars just to make it simple across the different countries that watch this channel. So we have 5 watches with us today. 3 of them are from Pagani Design. We've got one titanium boderry watch, the Voyager, but it's a quartz Voyager. And we've got just the middle of the mill, $13, very budget watch, square watch, quartz watch. But let's have a look at how they actually sold on eBay. Let's do it. Firstly, I want to talk about the boderry Voyager. Let me tell you a little bit about that watch, and then we can get into the pricing of it. So what I got it for and how much I sold it for. This is a titanium military field watch that is absolutely jam-packed with goodies. Firstly, this is a titanium watch case. It gets a date window and an off-center small second sub-dial, a wide threaded screw and crown, and even a sapphire sandwich setup. That's right, we get sapphire sandwich right on this watch. What that means is that the front and the rear glass elements are sapphire crystal. It's powered by a Swiss quartz movement Ronda caliber 6004D, which is highly accurate at -10 to +20 seconds per month variance, and an operating life of about 40 months or approximately 3.5 years. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 38.5 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 47 millimeters, a height of 9.9 millimeters, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. The piece is just so quirky and fun. The twisted downturn lugs, the sandblasted finish, and even a canvas strap with complementary hues is just fun. The keepers on the strap are also sandblasted and titanium. So for $100, this is an original design titanium watch that is just so enjoyable to own. So I picked it up just as soon as it was released on AliExpress for $109 with VAT. Right. And then I sold it on eBay for $81, giving me a loss of 27%. So even though I love this design, I think it's very fresh, it's very interesting. So we've got titanium, we got sapphire crystal, and still we see this loss of 27%. Now, of course, I do sell the items as used items, but you know, I do my reviews in gloves. I try to be very neat with these watches, and still, yeah, a slight reduction there. Now let's move on to the Pagani Design PD 1726, and this is a wide dial watch. This is a brand new release in 2024 for Pagani Design. I absolutely love the watch. I think it's just so interesting, so fresh. I love it. Let's talk about this one in a bit of detail before we get into the pricing questions. The watch is different. It's a diver watch with tons of character and almost a season special because it is white. On the dial and the 2/3 of the ceramic bezel insert, it's all white. For $75, we get plenty of good stuff, such as 100 meters of water resistance, a fully stainless steel construction, powered by a Japanese self-winding automatic movement, the NH36. As well as that, it features a sapphire crystal. It gets an exhibition case back and a screw and crown. The lume here is applied to the dial as well as the indices, so very cool stuff. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 41 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 53.5, a height of 13.5, a lug width of 20 millimeters, and a weight of 150 grams before removing any links to fit my 6.5-inch wrist. And it's actually the first Pagani design I see with an inscripted Riho. So we know that Cadison does this, but now Pagani Design has taken it on as well, and it looks really, really good. Also note the minute chapter ring, blue for the 12 to 4 o'clock and red for the rest of the hours. We also have a day date complication here. The sapphire crystal is slightly boxy, just curving up just above the 120 click unidirectional bezel. So for 75 bucks, this is a gem that is very budgetly priced. So I actually bought that watch inclusive of VAT for $82, but I managed to sell it on eBay via a 3-day auction for $105. So we got a massive profit of 25% on a Pagani design. Now, I know that in my previous videos, I usually say that Pagani designs, they don't lose much values because they're very competitively priced, definitely. But for us to get a profit of 25% and for a more expensive Pagani design, I think that's really good going. Anyways, let's talk about another Pagani design now, and specifically the PD 1671. So this is a BB homage. This is an interesting watch. It's quite a big watch as well, and let's take a look at the watch in a bit of detail, and then we'll talk about the pricing. And this is a homage of an iconic watch. It's the sort of watch that looks significant and expensive in any setting. The fully stainless steel construction, a screw and crown with that sexy royal red sleeve are just so darn luxurious. Mind you, this watch costs just 60 bucks. The watch also features synthetic sapphire crystal, a polished black ceramic bezel insert in a 120 click bezel. It gets 100 meters of water resistance, and it's powered by Seiko NH35, a self-winding automatic movement with 42 hours of power reserve. In regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 42 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of just 47.5 millimeters due to inverted end links, a height of 15 due to the box sapphire crystal, and a lug width of 21 millimeters. The watch does get a rather large diameter, 42 millimeters, yet the lug-to-lug length is very modest due to those inverted end links, and I know I'm mentioning it again, but it's just wow. Such a significant piece, and yet it looks perfectly fine on my 6.5-inch wrist due to those inverted end links. The 3-link stainless steel bracelet is another strong point for the watch. Held together by screw pins, it has decent tolerances and a formidable signed double pusher clasp with 3 micro adjustments, and of course the wing is milled. So for 60 bucks, that is quite a bit of features, and mind you, the luminosity is very much decent here as well, surprising for a budgetly priced Pagani. So with the PD 1671, I picked it up on AliExpress for $55 inclusive of VAT and sold it for $57.50, giving me a profit of $2.50 or around the 4 to 5% profit. So another profit on Pagani Design. Great. I think this is a great result. Like, Pagani Design is just showing us that it's really creating value and that we're getting a lot of premium components for relatively good prices. And even though the brand is not a major horology house, still people are recognizing the fact that we get stainless steel, sapphire crystal, a screw down case back, we get a screw and crown, we get a lot of these premium components on a relatively budget price. Well, we can see it from the results. Now, we've got a third Pagani design that I've sold on eBay, and this is the PD 1780. An interesting watch, to say the least. It is a bit quirky, sort of as quirky as the boderry in some ways. So this is more of a calendar watch. It's a quartz watch. It gets a dome sapphire crystal, stainless steel case, so it is interesting. It's even got this rubber strap. Anyways, let me tell you a little bit about the watch and then we'll talk about the pricing. And this is another brand new model for 2024, the PD 1780. And if you thought the boderry was a quirky design, this hybrid quartz VH88 watch is original in its design, dial patterns, and superb refinement. It's a stainless steel case with a dome sapphire crystal covering the magnificent checkered pattern dial. You'll notice the 3 sub-dials, and these are all date related. So basically this is a calendar sub-dial watch. Another intriguing detail is the integrated crown, which is narrow but a diameter of 9 millimeters, and notchy threading make time adjustment a breeze. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 40 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 48 millimeters, a height of 11.7, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. The rubber strap is pleasant, and considering it's the quick release type, it's also convenient for quick swap outs. I actually really like the fact that the clasp is signed with Pagani Design brand. I think that's a very special touch on such a budgetly priced piece. So I picked up this piece on AliExpress for $43 and I sold it on eBay for $51, giving me a profit of about 17.5%. So another big win from Pagani. Interesting, I think. So 3 out of 5 watches all gave me profit. Now, the Voyager lost a bit of money on there, but let's talk about the Sanda watch. So this is a very basic watch with a very basic stainless steel bracelet. Now it's got an alloy case, mineral crystal, but hey, it's homaging a very famous and iconic looking watch. I think that's quite basic what it is homaging there. But I picked it up for $13. And I sold it for $13. So, break-even point right there. Now, to me, I think this watch is not bad. I think it's more of a good entry point. Maybe a bit of a novelty watch. But it's definitely interesting, and for that price point, it's quite a bargain. Anyways, so these are the 5 watches that I've sold recently on eBay, basically in the last 2 weeks or so, mostly over the Christmas period. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you picked up some information which you did find useful and interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.